What's going on, guys? Zuko back with another Dragonflight video. And, oh my god, I've been trying to make this all day. Okay, not like all day, but it's been like a few hours. It's been all day. Holy shit, man. Trying to make this video. We're going to talk about BM Hunter. And I'm going to show you dungeon footage. It is a Mythic Plus build, AoE build. I've tried so many different variations of this. I'm not going to lie. It took me a bit to just get my head around BM Hunter, and that might sound ridiculous to those of you guys who play it, because BM Hunter is known as being one of the easiest specs in the game. And I kind of understand why now, but it's still actually not, like, as easy as some other specs. At least in terms of, like, if you were first approaching BM Hunter and you didn't have any idea of, like, how to play it, you would play it horribly. And I think that BM Hunters, like, there's a big difference between good BM Hunters and bad BM Hunters. Like, it actually is like night and day. And let me just take a sip here. Specifically what I'm talking about is barb shot. If you do not keep all 3 stacks of your barb shot going, like at all times, you're crappy. You'll do no damage at all. The difference between keeping up 3 stacks of barb shot and not keeping up 3 stacks of the barb shot buff is literally like it's a whole different class. So definitely, like, I just want to say that at the outset that I've tried a bunch of different builds with this, and unfortunately for BM Hunter, it seems like you basically just have to go back to the exact same build you were doing in Shadowlands and maybe in previous expansions. So we have Rylith Stalkers. It's called Piercing Fangs now, but this was the Rylith Stalkers legendary in Shadowlands. And it is essentially the way to go. And I experimented with, like, Call of the Wild with Blood Frenzy. And I experimented with Dire Command and getting the Dire Beasts out. And they're just like, every other build was so much worse than just going down to the middle and getting Rylith Stalkers and then getting a bunch of passives up here. And it's kind of discouraging to me. I just want to say at the outset, it feels a little discouraging to me that, like, the literal same build that you ran in Shadowlands is the exact same build that you're running now. You've got Beast Cleave. You do get the addition now of Kill Cleave, which is cool. But you have Stomp down here. And then you just have Scent of Blood, which activating Beast or Wrath gives you 2 charges of Barb Shot. That's like your whole build, and you get some Barb Shot damage. You can see my damage overall was actually really good. We did 50k overall in the course of a dungeon, which I'm very happy with. It's just a little discouraging that, like, the entire build is, in my opinion, the same as it was in Shadowlands. That just feels kind of bad. I don't know how else to say that. But you can see our damage here. It's obviously all minion-based, and our Cobra Shot damage is very low. In my opinion, I've talked to, actually, one of my brothers, not Hero, but another brother, plays BM Hunter, and he's played it very, very well for, like, years. And one of the big differences I think that I always notice in his damage profile is that Cobra Shot is very low when you're doing an AoE build. And Kill Command is very high. And I didn't quite understand how much you need to spam Kill Command. But you have to press this button a lot. And you can see I pressed it 302 times over the course of this dungeon. So that's a lot. Oh, there's Lou Ayres. I don't know what's going on. Anyway, the dungeon, I don't even know how long it lasted for. But the point is, Kill Command is something you need to be pressing, like, all the damn time. And Barb Shot is, of course, your main sort of filler. And what you need to be doing throughout the course of the entire dungeon is make sure that you keep 3 stacks of the Barb Shot buff up at all times. Number 1, it's going to give you a 9% critical strike chance because of Thrill of the Hunt. So you're going to have 9% extra crit at all times. And, of course, that goes hand in hand with Piercing Fangs, which says when Beast of Wrath is active, your pet's critical damage dealt is increased by 30%. Everything revolves around crit for BM Hunter. That's just basically how it goes. So you want extra crit. It's very, very good. You have multi-shot makes your pets do Beast Cleave, of course. And then Kill Cleave is a new thing where while Beast Cleave is active, your Kill Command will now also strike nearby enemies for 50% of the damage dealt. It does so much damage. Look at what overall damage, sorry. Look at what Kill Cleave did. Kill Cleave did 14% of my damage. It's right below Barb Shot is Kill Cleave. Kill Command is 18% of our damage, so it's way up there as well. This is just huge. You know, Stomp doing 12, almost 13% of our damage. Tons and tons of damage there. There's another Beast Cleave down here. So Beast Cleave did about 16% of our damage. You know, you're essentially just pressing multi-shot, and then you want to be pressing kill command as much as possible to be getting that. There's nothing special about this build. There's no extra cooldowns. I don't even take Aspect of the Wild. I don't take Call of the Wild. I'm not taking Dire Beast down here. You're just pressing your regular buttons as a BM Hunter, and it's giving you a bunch of extra damage. So I am going to show you a gameplay footage here. I'll show you the actual dungeon footage in a second, but I wanted to make sure that I show you guys just really quickly how it works on the dummies. Let me go up back here and get to current segment. So basically, as I said before, you want to make sure you maintain barb shot. How do you do that? Well, you're going to start the fight by pressing multi-shot, getting your pets in there, getting 2 stacks of barb shot out right away, and then you want to press Bestial Wrath, because Bestial Wrath gives you 2 stacks of barb shot. And then you have to be a little bit more careful about what you're doing. But for the most part, we're going to go barb shot. Barb shot. I'll try a kill command. I didn't get a barb shot set through there. I'm going to go Bestial Wrath. Here we go. Then I'm just pressing. I'm maintaining this 3 stack here. So I want to always make sure that I maintain my Frenzy. Gives my pets 90% attack speed. And then I'm also getting 9% crit. So there we go. We're going to keep going here. I still haven't pressed Cobra Shot once. I'm going to wait on my barb shot here. Now I'm going to press it at the very, very end. At the very tail end of it. I want to make sure that I maximize my uptime on barb shot. I'm going to press it again at the very end here. Now my Bestial Wrath is back, so we're good to go. We're going to press Bestial Wrath, and we're going to go. I'm going to wait till my barb shot is almost, the buff is almost worn out, and then I want to make sure that I keep it up. You want to maintain this basically permanently if you can. Oh, I let it fall off there. That was 1 GCD off. That was a huge mistake. Just as I say that, of course, I make a big error. But you can see what I'm saying. You want to make sure you keep 3 stacks of barb shot up all the time. And if you don't, your damage will drop noticeably. You'll get noticeably less damage. So, and you want to be pressing kill command as much as possible. Bestial Wrath is back. Let's go. You want to be popping Bestial Wrath as much as you possibly can. That's really important because you have extra damage when you're in that window, and it just helps you maintain. So this is the whole build. You're just pressing multi-shot to get the Beast Cleave, to get Stomp, and then you're maintaining your buff on barb shot to make sure that you have 3 stacks. And just on 4 targets here, I was doing over 50k. I was doing about 52k there. I did feign death, but all my bleeds are still going. My pets are still doing damage. So this is how it's going to look. You just have to keep up your barb shot buff. You want to be pressing multi-shot as much as possible. You're going to press Bestial Wrath when it comes off cooldown. Try to make sure that you have no charges on barb shot before you press Bestial Wrath, or else you're going to find yourself basically overcapping your Bestial Wrath, and you don't really want to do that. So let's jump over here. Let me show you this right out of the gates. I don't know why this is over here, but we're going to make it a little bit bigger. There we go. We'll go down here. Sure, that's fine. Okay, so actually, what is wrong with this thing? I don't know what's wrong with this thing, but there we go. That's better. Okay, so you can see right out of the gates here, our damage ends up being good. We're doing about 70k on 3 targets, which I think is great. That's a good amount of damage. Again, I'm not doing anything special, but I tried mixing in all these different special abilities, like the Dire Beasts and the new cooldown that we have, which. The new cooldown, if you don't know, Call of the Wild, or not Call of the Wild, whatever it's called, but it's going to make, it basically means when you press your barb shot and you get that frenzy buff, it applies to all your pets. But it's just not good. Look, I did 100k right here. We spiked at 100k. That's insane. It's so good how much damage we're doing. We get a ton of damage here. Of course, as BM Hunter, you're also very mobile, which is really, really cool. So my damage is low right off the beginning here, but I'm going to get it stacking up. And here we go. Now we're doing tons of damage. On the class side of things, we do want to make sure that we take the 2 points into the bleed. Serrated shots on the class side. You want to make sure you take that so that you have your extra bleed damage going on. Because barb shot is, in fact, a bleed. You can see we're doing almost 80k here on a pack there. So it's really good. The only sort of issue for BM Hunter is trying to maintain your barb shot buff in between packs. You kind of need your tank to pull very, very quickly. We're over 100k DPS here on this pull, by the way. If your tank is really slow about pulling, it's so frustrating because your barb shot buff will fall off, and if it falls off, then you have to get it going again. So that's really the only frustration I found with BM Hunter. But we're doing about 120k here almost on this AoE pack. Really strong damage. I'm asleep, which is really frustrating. The tank or the healer didn't dispel me there, so I lost like I would have been over 100k on this pull, but unfortunately we had to settle for that. So here's kept running away from his. Oh yeah, this was really funny. Watch this. These guys have the new thundering buff. This guy with the lightning one's trying to make it to the wind guy to drop off his debuff, and this guy keeps running away. Look at him. He keeps running away. That's so good. I kept running away from his. That was so good. He was like, dude, let me get my debuff dropped out, but he wouldn't let him. Here's single target boss fight. Let's get going here. Okay, we've got Lust and Bestial Wrath right now. I'm into the Bestial Wrath window. And as a BM Hunter, of course, everything's like instant cast, so I can go soak these mechanics, be a good BM Hunter for my team. Make sure I'm helping. We're doing 40k single target here. This is when you do use Cobra Shot a little bit more. Cobra Shot is only intended, really, to be used to get the cooldown of Kill Command back. That's really all it's for. You don't want to press Cobra Shot for damage, realistically speaking. You're looking to press it to reduce the cooldown on Kill Command. Kill Command is what's going to do all your damage here. So we're fighting for top spot on DPS here. We're just above 40k. It's looking good. Like, BM Hunter's good, man. Its AoE damage is good. Its single target damage is great. 41k on a pure single target fight. While soaking mechanics, I think that this is perfectly fine. I think it's really good. I take a lot of damage here, but again, I've soaked 4 of those orbs, by the way. Get Bestial Wrath here just at the very end to get some of my damage back up again. I start making my way towards my partner so I can drop off my Thundering debuff. You want to do that eventually. You want to try and use the buff as long as you can, but you do want to eventually drop it off. And we settle around 40k single target damage there. So that was really good. Really, really good. Yeah, I'm very happy with that. Again, here's another big AoE pack. Our damage is going to spike right here once we start pressing Kill Command and Barb Shot. Get those stacks going. It's very simple to execute. I will give you that. Essentially, taking any of the new cooldowns for BM Hunter has proven to be really bad so far, which is very sad because we want the new cooldowns to be interesting. But the gameplay loop for BM Hunter is the exact same as it's always been. You want to just make sure that you're keeping 3 stacks of Barb Shot up. And if you can do that, your damage will be perfectly fine. If you're failing to do that, then you're in big, big trouble. That's definite. Here's the next boss fight here. In a second, there's all these birds here that we got to deal with. Once again, look at our damage. Boom, boom. You're doing 60, 70k, like right into the gate. 70, almost up to 80, up to 80k now. It's just really good, guys. It's really good. 93k, I think. I don't know if I get above 100k here. I don't think I do. We'll skip ahead. Let's get to the actual boss fight here. So this is Croth. Again, another single target boss fight. There's no AoE here whatsoever. I got Bestial Wrath rolling. I'm holding onto my Barb Shot to make sure that I don't to make sure I can continuously keep the buff up. You just got to be careful about that. Now, the balls are going to spawn here in a second. We're doing about 36k single target. That's perfectly fine. I do end up doing the mechanic here. And this is the cool thing about BM Hunter is that you can do mechanics like this while continuing to press your buttons because everything's instant cast. Kill Command's instant cast. Barb Shot's instant cast. Everything's instant cast. It's just disgusting how good this is. So we're maintaining our damage while also helping to do the mechanics, which is really, really cool. I think I do all the mechanics here because there was the evoker here. One of the evokers like whined and cried at the end of this fight. He's like, "You shouldn't do the mechanics. It makes the fight like so much easier." And I'm like, "Yeah, but you're missing all the buffs. If you do the mechanics, you get a buff, and if you do the fire mechanic, like the wind one gives you a buff, a big haste buff. The fire one stuns the boss, which is really cool." So here you go. You can see we're running around. We're doing all the orbs ourselves. The boss is about to get stunned. I'm trying to get out of the overwhelming gust. I got my 3 stacks. There, the boss is stunned right now, and the boss is taking way more damage right now. So there's a good reason to do the mechanics on this fight. Don't listen to people who say you shouldn't do the mechanics. They're stupid. My damage was at about 32k, and now it's at 35k because that boss was stunned and he was taking more damage. So
I got hit by fire there.
just important to like he's don't do the orbs. Here goes. When I say don't do the orbs, don't do the orbs. Anyway, I fought with him. We had a good little fight there. I ended up dying here, I think, because of the I don't know if the healer's on here. These bugs will charge you agitation, and they just end up killing me, so that was kind of frustrating. This happens over and over again, actually, We do end up getting a little bit of damage here, but... Oh, yeah, what was that there? Actually, that was the big one. This is really cool here. Watch this damage here, guys. So we start here. We're doing 92k, and then boom, 100k. Back up to 100k. I'm just pressing multi-shot into kill command, and I'm maintaining barb shot. Multi-shot, kill command, barb shot. Oh, I let it fall off there. That's so sad. 116k. Like, if I didn't let my debuff fall off there, I'd be at like 140k right now, but I messed it up really hard. So we're still doing 125k. It's really good. It feels really good in AoE. I ended up dying there because the tank, I didn't have aggro or something. I just had agitation stuff, but also with the new thundering affix, if you're like flying on an NPC and it triggers and goes off, you'll die from it. So again, it's kind of poorly designed right now. I don't know what's going on with it, but look at the evoker, 220k right out of the gates. That was huge damage from him. He used his big cooldown, which was cool to see. But we're doing 130k. We end up catching up to him. The damage is so good, guys. It's so good. Here's the boss fight. I think we end up dying here. Let me just push ahead here. Yeah, we end up dying. We're going to try it again. Watch this. This is really important. So one thing we talk about here is that we need to stack up together when he starts pressing germinate. You need to make sure that you stack. I'm a range character right now, obviously, but I'm stacked right on top of the tank right here so that when germinate comes out, which is going to happen right now, all the adds that pop out are right clumped together. This is really important on this boss fight. Now, watch my damage. 55k. Look at the evoker just went crazy there. He just blew everybody up. He just blew up all the adds. That was perfect because they were all stacked together. That's what you want to be doing. Really, really good stuff there. This guy you need to kick. He's going to press healing touch. You want to make sure you kick him. I kicked him right there. We're going to clean up the rest of these adds here. I make sure I'm maintaining my barb shot stacks. Always want to make sure. Here comes germinate again. I'm standing really close to everybody. So all the little adds are going to spawn right here. And our damage goes way up. Boom, boom, boom. 62k, 73k. It's huge, huge damage right there. And you need to kill these adds, by the way, or else you'll die to the boss's slam later on. So this boss fight's really fun. As long as you just kind of manage the germinate correctly, you'll be good to go. Again, more AoE here. They're a little bit more spread this time, so we have to be really careful. I am trying to cleave them as much as I can, but now I realize I'm going to have to switch targets here so we can get truly, get cleave going on here with the beast stomp and all that kind of stuff. So kick the healing touch again. That's how this boss fight works. You want to make sure you're killing those adds. Now, we could have just tunneled the boss here and it wouldn't have mattered, but you can see that that's how the fight works. So 2-target cleave here. We're doing about 48k, almost 50k. Let me just skip to the end of the dungeon here. 3-target cleave. Very good. Here's Bestial Wrath. Again, anything disrupting pulse. These guys cast disrupting pulse. We don't have any abilities that are channeled like ever, so it's really, really strong. Very, very good to see that from the BM Hunter. Everything's instant cast. It's just so easy to get all your abilities off. Here's the last trash pack before the boss. We end up around 60k, I think, at the end of that. So here's the boss fight. This is pure single target once again. So let's check out what our damage is. So we started with barb shot. 2 charges of barb shot, then Bestial Wrath. Boom, right now. Now we get our 3rd stack of barb shot. Now we have to be careful. We have our 3 stacks of barb shot. We don't want to just spend them carelessly. We need to make sure that we are careful so that we can maintain our buff, but we don't want to ever have the buff fall off. It's such a bad idea. Not a bad idea. It's such a bad thing if the buff falls off. You get sucked in there, just disengage out. Very simple. I got a charge on barb shot there that kind of saved my butt, actually, because I was in no man's land there with my barb shot stacks. So then we got Bestial Wrath going. Now we can use barb shot again, and then we kind of chill. And we want to make sure we be careful. I think I just used it there.
That was a big mistake.
Yeah, I just used it there.
Hopefully I can get it back.
Boom. I can maintain. I'm maintaining, but it's going to fall off here now because I screwed up. I used too many charges.
Fall off. It's really bad.
Yeah. So that was a big mistake from me, not watching where I am there. Ooh, was I in the Astral Breath there? Oh, the Evoker just did so much healing right there. Really good on him. You got to be careful. I take the energy bomb out. Make sure you always take these energy bombs way out of the group. I got my triple stack of barb shot back up again. But unfortunately, it might fall off here if I'm not careful. Oh, I got it just in time. Just in time there. There you go. That's the end of the boss fight. So, BM Hunter feels really good to me, guys. I think it feels really, really strong. I think the AoE damage is good. The single target damage is good. This is the simple build that you're going to be running. It's just like the one from Shadowlands, basically, with the Ryla Stalkers. Right. And the more critical strike chance you're going to be getting, the more crit damage you're going to be doing as well. So, unfortunately, all the new buttons, the Dire Beasts and the new cooldown that buffs all your pets when they're out and pulls out pets from your stable, unfortunately, those cooldowns are just really not cutting it right now. It's the simple passive build that we've got going here that's really is what causing us to do all this damage. So I think BM Hunter's in a great spot, and let me know what you guys think in the comments down below. Do you like where BM Hunter is at? Have you tried it out in the beta? I would love to hear from you guys in the comments. So thank you so much again for watching. Drop a like and subscribe if you haven't already, and until the next one, guys, I love you. I'll see you later.